Mrs. Rivera, I'm glad you're getting a divorce. Mrs. Rivera, I will say this to you. You're foolish. You had a good thing. As soon as it wasn't a perfect thing, it made you angry. Nobody's ever going to be perfect. You most certainly are not perfect. And the next guy you get is not going to be perfect. And unless you're willing to put up with a little bit of, they say for better or for worse for a reason. It's not going to be all lollipops and sunshine. And when it's not lollipops and sunshine for your husband, you at least give him a lollipop. You might not be able to make the sun shine, but you can give him a lollipop, and you didn't do it. You decided that your marriage was about you, for you, and because of you. And when he hit a rough patch, you were like, I'm sick of you. I'm tired of you. You're not the king and wonderful anymore because you're not doing everything I want you. You're no longer Mr. Perfect, and I have no obligation to give anything to you. That's tired and that's sad. He's a good dude. Mr. Rivera, you were cold until you got on that motorcycle and rolled off like you didn't have a kid. At no point in time do you get to do that. As a mother, she can't just, I'm not going to work now, so my kid's not going to have anything to eat. You didn't have a right to do that. So, take care of your kids. Be a better person.
And that's how we're going to stick it to the men.
Something I didn't really anticipate in my life being single is that the more successful you get, the more single kind of hurts. You would think it would be the opposite. I don't know if I want to admit this on camera, but maybe somebody else is feeling like this and maybe they need to hear it. Okay. I am a very independent person. I pride myself on I can do anything alone. You've seen me talk about it on here. But I'm at a point in my life right now where I am arguably the most successful I've ever been personally. I own my own home. I'm in my dream show in Las Vegas, about to start a top secret new project that is the first of its kind. Been doing commercials left and right.
The men won. They won.
Ladies, I know some of y'all just can't wrap your mind around that feminism is the reason for your burnout.
This might piss some people off, but I just want to take a moment and say, thank goodness that so many of us are waking up to the fact that modern day feminism is a literal scam.
I'm trying to wrap my head around how us women were really brainwashed to believe that we were sticking it to the patriarchy by showing off all of our skin and making ourselves super available for sex, where we're going to have sex with you if we feel like it. No commitment needed. You don't have to do anything for us. We're just going to do it. And that's how we're going to stick it to the men. The men won. They won. Because we tried to stick it to them and tell them and show them how powerful we are and whatever by making ourselves more accessible to them and giving ourselves away freely to them. What level of brainwashing did we go through? They won. They won.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Would you learn how to play basketball from a football coach?
I guess not.
Would you learn how to play basketball from a football coach?
No.
If you want to learn how to cook, who would you want to teach you?
A chef.
If you want to learn how to drive a car, who you want to teach you?
A driver?
If you want to learn how to fly a plane, who gonna teach you?
A pilot?
How are y'all learning how to be wives and your mother wasn't a wife? You just said if you want to learn to fly a plane, you're going to go to a pilot. You want to learn how to cook, you're going to go to a chef. Women don't know what's intrinsically important to a man. They don't know how to be a wife because their mothers wasn't wives. In general, women are raising their daughters to be single mothers because they are single. They're single mother and they like, I'm gonna teach you how to be strong. And my mama told me I don't need no man. And they have raised you to be a single woman.
That's terrible.
And go be educated. So you don't need to depend on no man and get you an education and go to college. They have groomed you to be a single mother. But if you want to be a wife, you have to learn how to be a wife from a wife, the same way you will learn how to cook from a chef. Then once you surround yourself with other wives, then you will know what's intrinsically important to a man. A lot of y'all women ain't even wives. And you married.
He just posted his new girl. So 3 years meant absolutely nothing. But 3 months and you can show up with another girl.
So I found out last week that my ex is dating someone new. It's a tough pill to swallow, I'm not gonna lie. There were tears. I had to call my best friend. This weekend, I saw that infamous Instagram story that we all wait for when we get out of relationships of my ex with a new girl, and I'm not gonna lie, it was really hurtful to see.
I was telling my therapist about the new girl that I am assuming my ex-boyfriend is seeing, and saying she's so much prettier than me, she has a better body than me, she has a better figure than I do, she has nicer lips than me, she's blonder than me, she's younger than me, she has a master's degree in a cool subject that he's probably interested in, she looks like she's into fitness, she's probably so much cooler than me and so much better than me. And I was just going on and on and on about all the ways that this girl surpasses me in every category at all times forever. And then my therapist is like, so all the things that that girl has that you don't are the reason that you and your ex didn't work out. And I was like, yes. And then I was like, wait a second. What did you say?
Talk about seeing your ex with someone new. Whether you're the one who ended it or not, seeing them with someone new is so heart-wrenching.
So your ex is with somebody new, and you cannot stop obsessing over this new relationship, the person that they're with, maybe even your ex. You're checking all of the social media channels.
If you're feeling jealous of your partner's ex, I think there's probably a couple things going on for you, and a few things that'll help.
My ex's family caught me.
Guess who just decided to look up one of her random exes on Instagram.
And apparently this is a common thing. You know, with the advent of social media, a lot of modern women can kind of get away from doing this, even though they still do. But I guess what I mean is when they see their ex doing better or with somebody else, and it seems like their ex has moved on and they don't really even remember them, they're not unique anymore. They're forgotten. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to find this simp online, and I'm going to hope that he boosts me up. And that simp is going to serve his purpose to take me out, treat me like a human being, and then I'm going to leave him where he is in the friend zone. And I'm going to try to get back with my ex, even though once again my ex is in a relationship. I don't mind blowing up a relationship where they're both happy. I don't mind showing up to a wedding. I don't mind showing up to a birthday party. I don't mind showing up to an engagement, celebration, a baby shower. I don't mind it. It could be now. It could be in 5 years. It could be 10 years. I can watch enough Netflix shows about love and blowing stuff up between now and then for me to work up the courage. I can frame it in such a way to talk to my girlfriends to where they say, well, you know, you only get one shot. Go after it. Just do it. And I can go over there and try to ruin somebody else's life, knowing and understanding that that man doesn't care about me. That man did moved on. I decided a lot of times to leave the relationship. That man said, bet, went and found somebody else, and now he's happy. And now, as we see here, you can't stop obsessing over your ex and your ex new partner because they're not even thinking about you. So in order to insert yourself back in that conversation, you're going to go and try to make their life miserable.
Do you trust your man around other women?
Yes. Yeah.
Do you trust other women around your man?
No.
If women don't even trust other women, why would they expect a man to trust women?
I heard somebody say that they don't appreciate what you're doing for them because you're not the person that they want it from. And that one hurt.
Straight facts, the unspoken truth.
I got a post there that says, nobody gets cheated on more than that man who does everything in his power to make his woman happy. This is the part I'll never understand. Yeah, a lot of men can't wrap their head around why most women, when you treat them with the utmost respect and you do the most to make them happy, it goes unappreciated. The saying goes, nice guys finish last. It's sad that when a man is trying to be nice and respectful to a woman, she doesn't care about all of that. The main thing I have to tell men is, when she likes you for who you are in the beginning, never change. Remember, men, women are only loyal to their emotions. No matter what you do and how you do it, they don't care if you did it a month ago. They only care what you're doing right now. This is the reason why a lot of women have a problem staying in relationships when their guy's being too nice. They don't like it. You gotta give them some emotional turmoil sometimes. To sum it all up, most women on earth are ungrateful and they're never satisfied. And now I hope you guys understand why I say this. And you want to get married. Pack it up.
Wow. What an offer. Let me sleep on it though.
Okay, that one is quick, but I wanted it for a reason because of the text. Let's read the text. When he asks me out for a coffee or a quick drink, as if I'm really going to spend 2 hours getting ready, waste $500 worth of makeup, and rearrange my schedule just to sit through an interview disguised as a date. A lot of times what these girls are doing on these dates is they're going to the date to have a night out. whether you're there or not is like not even, it's like a fraction of the reason they're going. They're using it as an excuse in many cases to go out on the town. You are the first part of that equation of that night. You pay for the dinner. Maybe it works out amazing and it's somebody she wants to see again. More often than not, like a lot of times she's made up her mind already. Oh, I'm just going to use this. I'm going to, use this as an experience. And then what does she do? Dinner ends and she goes and has her night with her friends and you're not part of it.
Women get custody because the court system favors them.
No, but okay.
And I'll tell you what.
Go on.
And men are punished for being traditional in this country. They are, because the way the court system and see this, I'm gonna talk about this because I know things. It's basically the person that spends the most time with the child. Well, if a man wants to protect and provide for his family, who does that punish? The guy for doing the right thing.
But the children spend more time with the mothers. Sometimes men are not as involved.
Correct.
It's
But it's because
children that want to go with them.
It's because they're at work though. But and then if you look at let's talk about what's in the best interest of the child. When you look at single father homes, they fare very similar to two-parent households. When you look at single mother homes, they become criminals.
I didn't know that. Yep.
They become criminals, drug dealers, school shooters. Every really problem that you can look at in society comes from single mother homes. Single father homes, not.
Men will keep doing for other people what's appreciated. They need to be appreciated a lot. So much of what stops happening is because we expect them to do it. And so we think they don't deserve appreciation for doing something they just should do. So we don't appreciate them.
Wow. You stop saying thank you.
And we stop being thank you. Honey, thank you. Thanks for doing that for me. And this is where we take so many things personally that aren't personal. Like single focus, we take personally. He's ignoring me. No, he's ignoring everything but what he's doing. And he didn't even have to do that. His brain did it for him. But so there's all these things we take personally, and then there's the things we don't take personally. That what they do for us, they do for us.
The first thing he asks me is if I still have that fat booty.
You guys do not understand. So I'm 25, right? I'm sitting here and I'm having to build a fucking roster. I'm having to sit here and go out and do things I don't want to do. I don't want a roster. I don't want to go out and date. I don't like this hookup culture. I don't like any of it. But I feel like I don't have a choice. Men, you guys just get to sit there and you guys can go wait until you're in your 30s, you're almost 40, and you can just go get with a girl that's in her fucking 20s and live a normal life. Girls don't have that luxury. I'm now sitting here at 25 having to figure out how the fuck to get back in these fucking streets so I can figure out, so 10 years down the line, I'm not sitting there single still with my daughter being an only child. Like, I want to have a family. I want to have kids. I want to be happy. Like, I want all of these things. But people don't want that nowadays, it feels. It feels like no matter, it's like, what is this dating stuff? What is Hinge? What is Tinder? What is all of this? Like, it's disgusting. Like, my friends helped me make a Hinge and a Tinder, and it's like, I hated it. I hate it. I ended up deleting my Hinge, and I'm getting ready to delete the Tinder because it's just like I don't want to talk to anybody on there. Like, I don't want to do any of this. Like I'm just sitting there like a magazine going through like clothing. That's what it feels like. And it's like, I don't want that. And I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to be a part of that at all.
And I say I want to be single for the rest of my life. They just don't get it. So here's an example that I hope answers some of your burning questions. Recently, one of my exes just reached out to me, and he was like, he messaged me on one of my social medias, and he was like, I really need to talk to you. He made it sound super urgent, and he's like, can I call you soon? And me, thinking that something was wrong and worried, I was like, yeah, here's my number. Are you okay? It's been 6 years. 6 years, okay? So he calls me, and I answer. The first thing he asks me is if I still have that fat booty. I am not exaggerating when I say I will be single for the rest of my life.
I'm still single. So while I internally maybe don't feel like anything's wrong, or I internally feel okay with it, I crash out because I'm like, oh my God, everyone else must think I'm a total fucking loser. Everyone else must think that I'm doing something wrong, that I don't do enough. And people make comments out of a place of love,
But they say, you know, you're too picky. You need to go up to people. You need this, you need that. And like that inherently means that you are doing something wrong. While I have never looked at someone who's been single for a long time and thought lesser of them, I still can't shake that feeling that like other people think it of me.
A woman has gone viral because she has a PhD and she took an IQ test next to some guy that she thought was just a dumb rube hillbilly. And the dumb rube hillbilly did better on the IQ test than she did.
I'm 21, I'm a high school graduate, and I work in the Marine Corps.
I'm 30 years old. I have my PhD in cancer biology, and I work in a biotech industry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, me, I don't know. PhD, cancer biology scientist. I work in a biotech company. We make COVID-19 testing kits, stuff like that. Then 6. It has nothing to do with your background. I don't think you really have the highest EQ out of all of us.
One of the biggest downsides to university expansion and to credentialism is that it convinces people that they're much smarter than they are.
He was the nicest boyfriend that I've ever had, like to date. He was such a sweet, kind-hearted boy and just cared about me so much. And the reason that we broke up is I literally sat down one day just sitting in my room and I was like, wow, I don't actually like this kid. I just like how much he likes me. Ooh. I don't actually like him. I just like that he likes me so much.
That's brutal.
Isn't it sad?
So basically, he was trying to put you up being too nice.
Yeah.
When are you guys going to learn? They don't like you. They don't want you. The problem is you've mistaken you being nice as a good thing. And it took me being on the brink of divorce and bankruptcy to realize that being nice was a problem. Being nice means you're a people pleaser. Being nice means you have an inability to say no and set boundaries in your relationships. Being nice means you need the external validation of other people, so you will let people literally walk all over you just because you are trying to avoid conflict and make them happy. And in that process, you sacrifice your wants, your needs, your desires, your voice, and your authenticity, which only leads you to eventually becoming a shell of yourself. And that is a man that no one can trust. That is a man that no men respect and no women want to be with. It's not your fault that you ended up this way. You were lied to and taught to believe that this is what a good man is. These are coping mechanisms from a messed up childhood. It is not noble or honorable to keep operating the way you have been, because you've been fucking hurting all the people that you say you love. And if that wasn't true, why are your relationships so messed up? You are the common denominator in those relationships. You are not the victim, you are the villain. And the sooner you realize that, the sooner you can turn things around and actually have the life that you truly desire. My name's J.R. Harvey, and we teach nice guys how to become good, strong men so they can actually have the relationships and success that they desire to have in their life. I know you so well because I used to be you.
I just heard this quote that hit hard. It said that if you ever start to miss me, just remember, I'm as far away as you pushed me.
Message! Women have a hard time taking responsibility. We have a hard time being shown ourselves. And I've come to realize that women are very, very prideful. Like, men have egos, but women are very prideful. And the reason why we have a hard time being shown who we are is because the opposite of pride is shame. And we don't want to feel that shame because it is very painful. But let me tell you something. You have nothing to be shameful about simply because you're imperfect. We are all imperfect. One of the best gifts you can give your husband is when he says, babe, this is how I'm feeling. This is what I see in you. This is where you can improve. This is the adjustments I think that you can make, is to sit back and think about it and then say, you know what, babe, I can see where I could do better in that area. I'm sorry for making you feel that way. I don't want you to feel that way, right? Eat it, because that's going to give you the relationship you're actually fighting for.
Honestly and truly, that's it in a nutshell. Men aren't perfect. A lot of people in society let the man know that every single day of the week, every day of the year. You are not perfect, sir. You need to get off your high horse. Oh, look at the patriarchy. Look at what men have done. Men have torn this country up for thousands of years. These white men did this white man did that, and all of this other stuff for years upon years upon years upon years. And you black men, y'all can't get out of it. Oh, you Mexican? You even worse. Oh, and just any race that you can think of going down the line. It's always going to be something. But then when a man says, okay, I'll take what I did, but let's focus on you, all of a sudden, we can't do that.
That looks amazing. And yeah, that's the reality these days is a lot of women can't cook. They pretend they know how to attract a man and then they don't. I have heard of so many men in relationships where she promises to cook and clean once they get married. So he gets married to her and then she doesn't do any of it. I think it's wonderful that you've learned how to cook though. But this is also why I don't think it's that big of a deal if men also expect us to pay bills. I mean, we gotta contribute something. But some women claim that men are bringing less to the table, and I couldn't disagree with that more. More men know how to cook. More men not only have careers, but they know how to clean. They know how to raise kids. They know these things, and they're happy to contribute. Now they're asking themselves, what do you bring? Because it has to go both ways. We just don't give men enough credit in general. They are doing so much more consistently than what we used to see. And yet, they're constantly shamed and put down all over the internet. What?
Hey girls, if you don't understand this thing, you'll be lonely forever. A lot of girls reject guys because they're broke, but being broke is not the problem. Staying broke is the problem. And I am not saying you should date a couch potato that does nothing all day. I'm saying that the best men out there are deadly ambitious, are gonna do whatever it takes. Some have made it, and some haven't made it yet. Everyone was broke once. But if you're not willing to be there in the building phase, to struggle together, to push him, to believe when no one else does, why would he want you around once he becomes the final product? Like, why would he choose someone who showed up when it was that easy? Exceptional men build empires, and exceptional women help them build. And you don't have to be equals, you don't have to be business partners, but you have to help him build. And not every girl can handle that. Final form takes time, and real recognizes real before the world does.
If you do not have money as a man, what is your worth?
Are they actually trying to imply that unless a man has a certain amount of money, that he doesn't have any basic value as a person? Unfortunately, a lot of individuals, namely a lot of women that seem to have this opinion, seem to forget that every single person is valuable and has value.
And I'm asking this as a genuine question.
And that is the saddest part.
Women literally hold the portal to life between our legs, and whether we decide to use it or not, or have the ability to use it or not, it's still there, and that's why women will always be worth what we are.
Some women really seem to like to forget that in order for that portal to life to actually produce life, they actually need the contribution of a man. Otherwise, it's just an empty incubator.
But as a man, if you cannot protect your family, provide for your family, give abundance to your family of wealth and happiness, what are you worth?
Do you think they realize that there are actually places in this world where everyone lives in extreme poverty, and providing for a family and providing luxury is something that many individuals actually dream of? But then again, there are those out there that actually think that a person's worth is ultimately dependent on what they can do for another person. Unfortunately, a lot of individuals don't see the inherent value that every single person has.
It takes more than a Jezebel spirit to feed a man that's doing his divine assignment gifted to him from God. Your cat can't heal that man. He need a woman that's going to grab a hold of him and protect him spiritually. He need a woman that's in tune with her spiritual gifts. A spiritual woman brings an intuition, a manifestation that no Jezebel spirit could ever bring. See, it's easy to lay with this man, but are you able to feed him mentally when he's not feeling his best self? Are you able to cater to him and be the woman that God has called you to be?
So as a black man with black women that do have children, I would expect you to want to step in for women who have children. The majority of us black women are single mothers. And since we are, and you want to date us potentially, then it would be your role to step in. My children's father has passed away. So since he's passed away, my children don't have a father and they won't, but I need a man that's going to come in. And since I'm a mother and I'm a very good mother, I need somebody who can be a good father to my children. And if you want to empower youth, period, then you should want to. If you're dating a single mother, which most black women are, you should
Nope.
want to step in and play that role as long as you're there.
Yo, that's not his responsibility, bro. I don't know why y'all think that y'all could just lay this on to the next man. That's not his responsibility. Now, listen, there are some good men out there that's willing to do it. Kudos to them, but you cannot just expect every man to want to come in and take care of your kids, your baggage, your burdens. That's not. Nope. That's not realistic.
9 to 5 is bullshit. Unpaid lunch breaks are bullshit. Working all day and going home to have 2 hours of free time before bed is bullshit. 5-day work week is bullshit. Working yourself to death is bullshit. Retiring at 65, unlikely, is bullshit.
I'm only 2 years into working my 9 to 5 job, and this is awful. So you're telling me I'm having the Sunday scaries every week to dread 5 days of my life, to then be rewarded with a little thrill on Friday, but then be so tired from working that I pass out at like 10 p.m. Live for Saturdays, love them, but really that is only one full day of fun, because Sunday, have a great Sunday morning, and then Sunday afternoon rolls around and I have the Sunday scaries and I'm dreading my life for the next 5 days.
And then I actually realized that I don't want to work for a living. I don't want to work for a living.
I don't want a job. I don't want to be a corporate girly. I don't want to climb the ladder. I don't want to be a boss babe. I don't want to do any of that. I don't want to be the breadwinner. I do not want to do that. You know what I want to do? I want to be home. I want to be cooking in the kitchen. I want to be cleaning. I want to be shopping. I want to be making brownies. I want to be cooking dinner.
Can we talk about work for a minute? Like, I wasn't made for this shit. Like, I was not made to wake up every morning at 4:30 in the morning and go to...
Described her typical workday and how it's dark by the time she gets off from her shift.
I don't have time to do anything. I want to shower, eat my dinner, and go to sleep. I don't have time or energy to cook my dinner either. Like, I don't have energy to work out. Like, that's out the window. Like, I'm so upset. Oh my God. Nothing to do with my job at all, but just like the 9 to 5 schedule in general is crazy.
It's the reason why men delete themselves at a level 10 times more often than women do. The New York Times article recently published about the phenomenon known as man-keeping. Abolish this term from your vocabulary. You could be Clint Eastwood or Richard Simmons. Those were men's only two choices. The reality is, we heard you when you said, men, talk to us, open up to us and to each other, use your words. To now turn around and say that you are doing the emotional labor of listening to us talk to you and confide in you and share intimacies with you about the things we're feeling is the cruelest thing you could possibly do to men right now.
As a man right now, it doesn't matter what you do, it's wrong. Like, if I'm kind and soft to my kids, then I'm gonna raise a son who is not gonna be masculine. And if I'm hard on him and I scream, I'm creating trauma. There's no way for men in this world, it seems like, to exist without offending someone. And it just seems like that's becoming a trend where now more men is be like, you know what, I ain't gonna say or do nothing. And then women be like, well, the men ain't menin'. It's like, how do you want me to men when you're taking away my power to do anything? Had a conversation, this is a true conversation with a bunch of women who were single. And they were just like, Deval, do you think you as a husband should be able to control where Kadeen goes? And I was just like, I don't think I should control, but I would like to know where she's going because I'm responsible for protecting her. And they were just like, well, you don't have to know where she's going to protect her. And I said, wait a minute, it's my job to protect you and you don't feel like you should tell me what you're doing? And they said, no. You had a bunch of women who are not in relationships with the overwhelming loud voice of, I should not have to do this, but you still have to do this for me. They're just saying, I'm a woman, I have my opinion. And I'm like, this should be a conversation here. It shouldn't be your way is the only right way and I have to cower because I'm a man and say no.
Shout out to the Ellis Ever After podcast because he was really kicking some facts in this video. And he's absolutely correct. Right now, men can't do anything right. No matter what we do, somebody's going to be offended or mad or upset. It's just what it is. The thing about it is most of us men know that, we've accepted it, and we just don't care anymore. I come in here all the time and I say stuff and I know everybody's not going to like it, but the people who rock with me, they rock with me. The people who don't, they don't. And I'm cool with that. But I really want to address what he said about that group of women. Now, he said it was a group of women who weren't in relationships. But let's be honest, this is a bunch of old, bitter, single women trying to get him to follow along with what they have to say. You got to understand, a lot of these women are not single by mistake. A lot of them are right where they should be. Because what they're saying is crazy. It is foolish. You want me to protect you, but I don't even know where you are? It doesn't make any sense. These ladies are living in a dream world. Most of these women just want to pick and choose the things they want from a man and leave the rest of that stuff there. It doesn't work like that. And you can't argue with those women because they believe what they believe. But But I'm just going to say this. It is just like the President of the United States. They have the Secret Service, and that Secret Service is there to protect the president. So everywhere he goes, they have to know. That's the only way they can protect him, is if they know where he is. That same rule applies to a relationship. So if you don't want all of it, you ain't getting none of it. And that is why all those women are still single.
And what Duval is actually saying is men get tired of being put on the back burner. If she's a single mom, my kid's going to take priority. You're going to be dead last. If I heard a dude say, if your wife is pregnant, then you as a husband, you're going to take last priority. Yeah, even behind the dog. What? And he said it, and I think the dude was married. And he said it, and I was listening to it. I was like, what the heck are you talking about? Why in the world would a dog take priority over somebody who's paying the bills? Why in the world would a pet take priority? Who does that? Who would do that? Why would they do that? If the man is supposed to be, well, this is her time and you got to focus on her because she's going through this, got it. The baby's here. Both of y'all are focused on the baby. Got it. But then to say the dog or the cat gets more attention than the man, that doesn't even make any sense. And I say that to highlight type of stupid stuff that people say. Why do I always get last pick? Why do I always get last priority? And all you really have to say is, well, I'm the man. It's the same kind of concept that back in the old days, a parent would say, oh, well, because I said so. Why? Like, I can understand having a certain level of respect for parents, and you don't want to continue to question, oh, I ain't got to do nothing. Authority, child, get back in your place. Everybody understands that. That doesn't need to be said. Well, maybe it does. But at some point in time, what's the explanation for why a man has to always go first? Or excuse me, why he has to always go last? Why does he always have to be last priority? Why does he always have to get the scraps? We'll give your woman this, and this, and you get the leftovers. Why? Why can't we just be equals? Why can't we be partners? What type of friendship is it if I'm always last place? If I'm always an afterthought? If I always get you the best stuff, take you to the best places, take you on the best vacations, but you can't even get me a pair of freaking Nike shoes when they drop. You can't even put your effort into doing that. What kind of life is that to live?
Fucking communicate terribly. Are you hungry? No. Oh, you got Burger King? You get something for me? No, I didn't. As a matter of fact. Why? Because right before I left, I asked you if you're hungry. What'd you say? What'd you say?
You didn't say where you were going.
It does not matter. That has no effect on your answer. Are you hungry?
Men melt when a woman speaks softly. But a lot of women don't want to hear that because they think being sweet makes them look weak. But that's a huge mistake because a woman's greatest power is her softness. Think about it. If he wanted another alpha energy in his house, he would have married another man. So if you ever have caught yourself thinking, he never does anything that I ask him to, it's probably because you talk to him like you're another guy challenging him. Try using your feminine, soft, lighter tone of voice more often and just watch how differently he treats you. I've never heard a no from my husband when I speak to him gently. He's even told me that he can't resist when I ask that way. If it feels hard to switch into that sweet version of you, it's because you've permanently turned on that masculine energy without even noticing. And that puts your relationship at risk. That's why I created my free quiz to help you find out which energy you're in most of the time, masculine or feminine, and how to fix it before your relationship crumbles. Comment quiz and I'll send it to you.
Your last breakup, was it your fault or theirs?
My fault. I was just being a princess and expected to be a princess.
And what was wrong with that?
I guess everybody deserves to be a princess, not just me. I just thought that I should be treated a certain way, and when it doesn't meet my expectation, I did not respond well.
How were you treating your partner at the time?
I thought I was treating my partner the way that I want to treat him versus how he wants to be treated.
What is something that your new partner has taught you?
That he definitely deserves to be a princess. It's really a privilege to be able to love someone and give them what they want, or, you know, do whatever makes them happy.
So I have clients in their 40s, 50s, and 60s that didn't realize until now that they have been rehearsing their next breakup day after day, decade after decade, until they were finally ready to admit to themselves that they were part of the problem. And until then, they weren't honestly ready for a healthy adult relationship. So for everybody else, you will attract the same chaos, the same pain, and the same partner in a different body over and over again until you stop pointing fingers, start looking in the mirror. Because if all of your exes were the problem, you would be choosing to be in a healthy relationship right now. Playing the victim is adaptive in the short term. It keeps you safe, but is maladaptive because it keeps you stuck. So this level of radical responsibility, it doesn't mean entirely blaming yourself, but it does mean owning the parts that you can change. Because if you don't understand how you help to co-create that dynamic, I guarantee you will repeat it over and over again. Real love, it requires emotional maturity, much like this woman shows in the video. I didn't know better, but I do now. So maybe this is a little tough love for some of you, but if the pain is finally great enough for you to feel like you're done repeating the same cycles over and over again and finally get it right, reach out if you're ready for some mentorship and guidance on your journey. My name is Denon Maximchuk. I'm a relationship coach, guide, and mentor. Follow for more.
7-figure salary.
Right.
Already said morning routine.
Yes.
That includes some sort of exercise with group accountability, as well as some sort of very high nutrition, I'm going to say smoothie. At least 5'10". I feel like that's generous. I need him to be obviously in very good shape. I need him to have a full head of hair. That's very important to me.
Okay.
Be a Christian, but not take it too seriously. Like, I don't want to have to go to church every Sunday, but I don't want to get into fights over religion either.
Sure. Of course.
I want him to have an impeccable wardrobe. I want his suits to be tailored. I want him to look good in greens and blues because those are complementary to what I look good in. Absolutely no jewelry.
Okay.
Absolutely no tattoos.
Okay.
Unless the only tattoo that would be acceptable would be a very small tattoo if he were in a secret society at an Ivy League university and was forced to get a tattoo, that I would make a pass for.
He was forced.
I want him to be from a good family. I'll know what that means when I see it, or what more well said, I'll know what wouldn't satisfy that criteria when I see it.
Okay.
Never been married, no kids. I want to be his first wife. Our children are going to be his only children. No allergies. Has to like animals. I would prefer that he's a cat person, but if he's a dog person, that's okay. I think that's it. How soon can you find the man that satisfies this checklist? Are we talking a week?
This is an example of a woman that men don't even get mad about because they very much know the reality of the situation, and she's not going to find a man that checks all these boxes or even half of these boxes. So it's not even triggering to men, but it's one of those things that you can't help but watch. It's like watching somebody eat something that sat out for 10 hours and they know it, they're fully aware, but they refuse to believe you when you tell them that is going to make you sick. You can't help but watch it happen and then watch them run to the bathroom and hospital a few hours later.
And I'm just going to get straight to it. Be honest. Do you think that most women are inherently evil or scammers? Do you think that from what you see?
I do, and I definitely do say that. And the reason why I say that is because a multitude of reasons. One of the reasons being a lot of women.
It's true.
Don't know.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's true. Yeah, no, it's true. A lot of women don't know what they want, and so they get into these situations of what, you know, either their friends or their family or society tells them that they're supposed to do, and then they do all the right things to get there. And then when they get there, the real them comes out. And I feel like that's kind of a lot of, like, women are hormonal, right? We're completely different than men. But a lot of times women are so wrapped up in their emotions and their feelings, which feelings are fleeting. And they make these brash decisions, and that's scary because a man who's stable, who's in a situation, can just wake up one day and be like, who is this? Like, it takes evolution for women to be, in my opinion, more stable, more calm, more logical thinking. Like, I think
So you think there's a way they can become logical thinkers? You think there's something on this planet that can make them that way?
I think it's never going to be the same as a man. But I think once they have a
See, you know it's hard when you got to keep on going around and around and around in the circle. Ladies, she said it. They said it. Are you out your motherfucking mind? That's really the question. Are you out your mind? Hell, Eve wasn't satisfied with heaven. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. Did you take your communion, your holy, the blood in the body?
Like how we're just talking about how women can be hormonal. They can be emotional, and emotions are fleeting. I think a lot of people are emotional. So that's not ultimately the problem. The problem is, you know, for some of these women, you know you're being driven by your emotions. A man is telling you, hey, this is what's actually reality. This is what you got to look at. I understand how you feel, but this is actually what it is. So you don't got to worry about this and this happening, because this is actually what's happening. You can plan. You can anchor on this. Modern women, they don't want to be told that. They want to be told your feelings are valid, and not only are your feelings valid, your feelings are reality. And men are like, I can go along with this for maybe a few months, but I'm not doing this long term. You have to see what reality is. We gotta live in reality, or else it's not going to benefit any of us.
I don't understand why I'm with you, first of all, because first, you're a bum. You're a complete bum. You just sit around. You don't do anything. And to be completely honest, I'm surprised they even chose you. You were my last resort because the other two were busy that day, and I met you, and I was like madly interested at first, and then I realized I don't understand why I chose you, because you're broke as shit. You do nothing. You can't get a job.
At least I'm loyal. Every week I find a new Tinder on you. You're just one big whore.
I always feel like you're doing something behind my back because you get so quiet. And so I did it as payback. That's basically the only reason I did it. I did it as payback. I'm loyal too, babe.
No, you're not. You're not loyal.
Yes, I am.
Men used to be men. Now you millennial motherfuckers running around worrying about what women think and how they feel and apologizing and shit.
The movie 300 was a perfect example of this. The hunchback said, I want to fight with you. And he said, Leonidas said, lift up your sword. I mean your shield. And he couldn't. And he said, a phalanx works like this. Every man has to be there to protect the other. If there's a weak link in the phalanx, the whole thing goes down. So he was a man just like them, but they said he didn't meet the standard. And they do it all the time to us as men. We get cut from the basketball team because we're not good enough. We don't go around complaining.
Yep.
But women will say, well, it's not fair. That's why I was saying earlier, y'all speak from emotions. Men speak from either you're good enough to do it or you're not. Women talk to us like they understand that when they're talking to men. They will tell a man, look, I'm not interested in you, I'm interested in him. He has what I want, you don't, you lose. We have to accept it.
Yep.
But when men decide they want the same standard, women say, that's not fair, that's sexist, you're colorist, you're racist, you hate yourself. They use emotional arguments with no logic involved. You just said if a woman wants to do it, she should be able to do it. Fuck your wants. Can you do it? Your wants should not have, I want to be in the NBA. Should I just let me just go out there and play because I want it?
Well, logically, it wouldn't only be based on the want. It would be the want and the ability.
But the ability is not there.
And you know, an overarching theme that because she's a woman, she cannot.
Because if the rate, like right now again, y'all are watching a man who's dressed as a woman taking suppression hormone blockers, and he's destroying the women in just swimming. If y'all believe what you're saying, then why not let men play in the WNBA? There would be no WNBA. It would just be the NBA, and everybody who's good enough would play. Yet there's not one woman good enough to play in the NBA. Not one. Out of all the women, and there are more women in the United States than men. So you mean to tell me there's not one woman, but you still want to tell me about it's wrong to generalize? Well, how about this? Get one woman that can play in the league.
So we can't train hard enough.
Who's stopping women from training right now?
No, but I'm saying, like, you're counting.
Not what you're saying. Let's talk about what actually has happened through the history of Earth.
Okay.
Is there one woman played in the NBA?
No.
One woman played in the NFL?
No.
One woman played in Major League Baseball?
No.
So
Is there
why
one
not?
guy working at Hooters?
You're keeping him from doing it. He can do it.
Right,
that makes no sense.
You're so pretty. You can date any guy you want. Actually, I can sleep with any guy I want. Unfortunately, it's not the same.
Oh, a girl is starting a conversation that most women are not ready to have.
Guys, if a girl is 100% into you, on you like white on rice, the first date, first 2 dates, first 3 dates, I am telling you, that is not a sign of somebody who really likes you and is obsessed with you. She is obsessed with the attention and validation you are giving her. So if you are on a date and this girl is like, I only want to see you, like, you're the only person I'm speaking to, and like, I'm really excited about this, and blah, 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 blah. This is very unhealthy. It might make you feel good. You might feel really, really good inside when someone's doing this, because it's also validating your insecurities and maybe abandonment issues and worthiness issues and things like that. But this woman is not healed emotionally. She is insecure, most likely, and she is just very excited about the attention that you are giving her. So my recommendation to that would be to slowly pull back and see what her reaction is. If she comes at you, she becomes a little bit flared and angry, or she's like asking you a million questions, like, I saw this and I saw this. You have now spotted a red flag, and you are a lucky man that you got to walk away from that situation before she became really attached. If you pull back and you have a conversation, she's like, I don't know, I just got really excited, like, you know, I've been dating for a while and I felt this good connection with you. I understand I came off a little too strong, but I do want to see where things go. And like, maybe we can continue speaking if you're comfortable with that. You got a healthy communicator, and you got someone that was just a little too excited because she found a gem.
If you're not dependent on your spouse, that's not a marriage. Because what would be the purpose of me not being dependent on him and him not being dependent on me? In order for him to be the performer that he needs to be, I have to be the woman that he needs to be. Like, he needs to come home and have a woman who's encouraging him and who is joyful and who's uplifting his spirit and has a nice warm meal ready for him when he gets home so he can actually eat. And then for me, of course, he's my provider and he's my safety and he's the man, like he's the rock of our relationship and he's my leader. Roles are so important. And when I say roles, I'm not saying I cook and clean and he goes to work. I'm saying that I'm the nurturer. I take care of him. I take care of the home. I'm the encourager, the joyful one, the spirit, the life in our relationship. And he is the defender, protector, provider. And that dynamic is what helps the marriage flourish.
My personal take on why conservative men go for liberal women is because there is something incredibly desperate about people who advocate against their own best interests. And I think men, on average, tend to advocate for their own best interests. They make decisions with themselves at the forefront of their minds. And I think conservative women are people who actively do not do that. Like, it benefits women a lot more to be liberal. And I think conservative men kind of have a subliminal understanding of that. Favoring a party that actively bashes the core of who you are, it's giving desperate. It's giving pathetic, it's giving bootlicker. And I think the same thing for minorities who are conservative. It's just like, you are not benefiting off this in any way. It's giving, I want to fit in. And I feel like conservative women kind of give, pick me, choose me, love me. But that desperosity is like really, really unattractive.
You can be the most gorgeous woman on the planet, but as soon as you disrespect him, he doesn't care anymore. Just because you're beautiful, just because you're gorgeous, just because you have a nice body. A man is only going to stay and take you seriously and want to be with you and take care of you if you treat him with respect. If you're unable to respect him and you humiliate him and you make him feel like less worthy than he is, he's not going to want to stick around for even a second.
Baby, let me tell you something. As far as I'm concerned, if I got it, he got it. And that's what a lot of females is lacking these days. Their mindset is, if he got it, I got it. It ain't never, if I got it, he got it. What I got is mine. What's his is mine. Bullshit. Bullshit. If that's the case, what's his is his and what's yours is yours. You all are equally yoked, right? So like I said, what's mine is his. If I got it, he got it. And vice versa. You heard it here first. Yeah.
And once again, I appreciate Portia for saying this, because a lot of men need to hear just simply from a woman, I've got your back. I got your back. Hey, you need this, I got it. There was, I think it was a skit, but there was one woman that was talking about her and her man were in a relationship. They got married, and she made it very clear to him that you're the one paying all the bills. Man fell on hard times, which is what most people would do. Most people get laid off at some point in time in their life. They switch jobs. They go through very drastic changes. I know you would like to think that your life is going to be perfect, and you're not going to run into a significant roadblock to where you're like, what in the world am I going to do? What are we going to do? If you're married, if you're in a relationship, and you are really kind of like, man, this is going to ruin me. And some people have run into that, and that's why they're homeless today, because they were smooth sailing until like a roadblock or something hit them, and they just couldn't recover. They tried, and you know, they just haven't been able to get to it yet. It just, I'm trying, you know, and there's some things that have happened in their life to where it really knocked them off kilter. It really messed them up. And every single time they get back on the streak of, okay, yeah, I'm about to do it. I'm doing great. I'm building. I'm getting clean. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. That thing just, you know, that it's like I don't even say a monkey. It's a gorilla that jumps on their back, and it just weighs them down. It just rides on them. And they try to shake it off. They try to throw it off. They use willpower and all that stuff. It ain't moving. It's not moving. And that's why they are in the position that they are today, right? Because life happens. And when life happens, if you're married as a man, you would expect the woman to say, you know what? I see that monkey on your back. I see that issue you're going through. Let me help. Instead of the woman that said, now, you know, you're supposed to be taking care of all these bills. I can pay the bills for maybe a few months, but I'm expecting for you to get back on your feet within those few months, have a job, and also pay me back. Pay you back. You need to be paying me for all of the bills that I paid. But she didn't think about it that way. And most modern women don't. They think, I need to be paid. I need to be compensated for being in your presence. There's a lot of women talking about, if he wants you to be a stay-at-home wife, you need an allowance. You need to be paid $150,000 a year. What? What are we talking about, man? Why y'all gotta say stupid stuff like that?
Women are the absolute cruelest creatures on this planet.
How many times did you punch me in the face? Huh? What did I do to you?
set up to try to film me. You're nuts.
I gotta do it for my own protection. It's embarrassing. Oh, you want to smile. You have a twisted sense of reality. You think it's okay. Like you can just say sorry tomorrow and ask me questions about the same breakup.
No, I think you should say sorry.
Okay.
You stuck up for your ex.
Oh, I told you I was going to be ruthless. Told you. Probably 20 minutes
You
ago.
stuck up for Chrissy and told me you wanted to break up and choked me.
Oh, did I? How did I choke you? Show me.
You went like that.
I choked you, you said.
You went like that.
What do you mean?
On my neck, you touched me.
Oh. You punched
and
me in the face,
yesterday,
so.
you pushed me.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Men need to suffer consequences and they need to be publicly humiliated. I have talked about this many times before, but if they do not suffer consequences, they will not change their actions. I was tagged in a video of a man that is sitting too uncomfortably close to a woman and has his phone quite literally propped up to take photos.
What about new life scares you so much that
It's not new life.
What is it?
I went through my divorce, and it was not a pretty divorce, and I felt like I would never get married again after that. I wasn't going to get a woman pregnant either, because that to me was not building a home. It's just building another broken home, and I didn't want to contribute to that, because I came from a broken home.
you allowed a woman to dictate that, you meet someone and say that, hey, I can't give you a person that looks
Yeah.
like me again.
Yeah.
It hurts.
You have to also understand how I came into this world.
I don't know.
Yeah, so I'm a product of a rape. My mom was raped at 11 years old and had me at 12. And my life was a train wreck. And my relationship with my mom was a train wreck. Until I was 17, I realized, because I was told how I was brought into the world, that all the hate that I had towards my mom turned into love, because I realized that my mom was a kid trying to raise kids.
I understand that, but she decided not to stop life, even though it happened to her. I'm sorry. That's triggering.
It's okay.
I didn't know that, and I'm just...
It's all right. You want me to come on over and give you a hug?
Yeah, you should.
I think Tari's reaction to me having a vasectomy is much bigger than me actually having a vasectomy.
Fine.
You're good. You don't have to apologize. This is trauma talking. That's fine. And I'm interested to have a conversation with her. You talk about it later, because I actually want to know what happened.